Hi, my name is David, and this is my final project for website design. My project is called the Code Compass. The purpose of this website is to create a small content management system for organizing web development notes that will hopefully make it easier for people to learn the web development process. Instead of keeping notes in separate documents or bookmarks, this site lets users view, search, add, edit, and delete entries related to HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, accessibility, responsive design, and troubleshooting. This is the home page of the knowledge base. The layout is designed to work on both desktop and mobile screens. The page shows the total number of entries, the number of published entries, active categories, recent entries, and a category summary. This information is pulled from a JSON data file instead of being hard-coded directly into the page. Next, I'll go to the Browse page. This page displays published knowledge base entries. I can filter the entries by category, such as PHP, JavaScript, accessibility, or responsive design. This demonstrates dynamic retrieval and display of data. Now I'll go to the search page. Here, I can search by keyword and category. For example, if I search for validation, the site returns entries related to form validation and PHP validation. This makes the knowledge base more useful as the number of entries grows. Next, I'll open an entry detail page. This page displays the full content of one knowledge base entry, including its category, difficulty level, status, updated date, summary, main content, tags, source link if available, and code example. This shows how one record from the JSON file can be displayed as a full dynamic page. Now I'll go to Manage Entries. This page is the CMS style management area. It displays all entries in a table and gives options to view, edit, or delete each entry. And this demonstrates the retrieve and display parts of CRUD. I'll demonstrate adding a new entry. I'll click Add Entry. This form includes fields for title, category, tags, summary, main content, code example, source URL, difficulty, and status. If I try to submit the form without filling in required fields, JavaScript validation gives immediate feedback on the client side. This helps the user correct mistakes before the form is sent. Now I'll fill in the form with a sample entry and submit it. Once submitted, PHP validates the same information on the server side. If the data is valid, it saves the new entry into the JSON data file. This demonstrates the create part of CRUD. Next, I'll edit an existing entry. I'll choose an entry, click Edit, update one of the fields, and submit the form. Again, the form uses JavaScript validation first and PHP validation on the server before saving. Once saved, the updated information appears on the site. This demonstrates the update part of CRUD. Now I'll demonstrate deleting an entry. From the management page, I'll choose a test entry and click Delete. The site shows a confirmation page first so the user does not accidentally delete something. After confirming, PHP removes the entry from the JSON file. This demonstrates the delete part of CRUD. I also want to point out some accessibility features. The site uses semantic HTML5 elements such as header, nav, main, section, article, and footer. It includes a skip link for keyboard users, visible focus styles, labels for form fields, table headers, clear button text, and readable color contrast. The layout is also responsive, so it works on smaller screens. Now I'll briefly review the code structure. The project folder contains the PHP pages for the site, including index, browse, search, entry detail, add, edit, delete, and manage pages. The includes folder contains shared PHP files for configuration, header, navigation, footer, form markup, and data functions. The data folder contains the JSON file used as the data source. The assets folder contains the CSS and JavaScript files. One part of this project that was challenging was connecting all of the CRUD operations together. It was not just a matter of creating separate pages. The add, edit, delete, manage, and detail pages all had to work with the same JSON data source, so the data had to stay consistent across the whole site. Another challenge was planning the structure so the site could grow. I used PHP includes for the header, navigation, footer, and shared functions so that I would not have to repeat the same code on every page. That took more planning at the beginning, but it made the project easier to maintain. Overall, this project demonstrates a responsive dynamic web application using HTML5, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, and JSON. It includes dynamic data display, create, retrieve, update, and delete functionality, client-side and server-side validation, and accessibility features. Thank you so much for listening. That concludes my final project demonstration.